I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. Now, before I dive into it, I was supposed to do a live today, but I just ain't got the time. I ain't gonna cap. But catch me live tomorrow after the preseason game. Heavy. You know what it is. Big SKOL here, SKOL VIKES, baby. Believe that. Now we got a couple things to talk about first. I'm gonna speak on JJ McCarthy. That's what the live was gonna be about. But since I don't have time for the live, I'm gonna speak on McCarthy and the McCarthy hate from the likes of Colin Cowherd and whoever else you want to name. I ain't even got to get into no videos, right? And after that, we're gonna speak on Blake Cashman, how he speaks highly of the defense, basically saying they are creating a monster in Minnesota on the defensive side of the ball. News, rumors, speculations have all been there. From the ongoers, the people watching practice, the big talk of training camp is the defense. Defense balling, even making the offense struggle. Are we shocked though? We expected them to pick up from last season, being a better team, fixing the interior, the trenches, the D-line. So we expect this. This is well expected, huh? But Blake Cashman says they are creating a monster in Minnesota. And man, how exciting is that, right? How exciting is that, homie? But we know it. We know it's coming with Dallas Turner emerging, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, et cetera, et cetera. Now, people still question the cornerback position. I think Jeff Okudah will surprise some people. I don't think the secondary is as bad as people think or lacks as much depth as people think. Now, would you like to see some elite players, maybe another cornerback who's elite? Yeah, but at the end of the day, Mekhi Blackman there, boom, back. Byron Murphy there, boom, back. Theo Jackson, he's been waiting for this moment. This is the moment we've been waiting for, right? Theo Jackson finally gets his opportunity, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a lot of promising things to look forward to from this defense, homie. And then after that, we're going to dive and take a look in who's going to play the preseason, what the roster is looking like. You know what it is, homie. But first up, JJ McCarthy. Everybody hating on the man. I've been saying this the whole offseason since I did the first Colin Cowherd video, homie. All these sports analysts, sports analysis, you know, so-called the broadcasters, the beat writers, they're going to take every opportunity they can get to disrespect McCarthy, right? Disrespect him. That's what they're going to do. Disrespect him, talk bad about him, et cetera, homie. Then when he starts to ball and perform well, they're going to ride his nuts. Like we see year in, year out with the Minnesota Vikings, especially from Cowherd. Cowherd, capping and yapping. Is anyone shocked? How could you be shocked? Period, homie. You ask me, there's no reason you should be shocked. This is what Cowherd does. He did the same thing last year with Sam Darnold. Oh, talked about the Vikings. No, at first he said the Vikings wouldn't be a playoff team, finished last in the North, all that. The Bears would be a better team than the Vikings. Same things he's saying this offseason, homie. I asked the fans and the Vikings media, though, this is what comes with it. This is the level of disrespect we've seen for the past, at least 5, 6, 7 years? So I asked you, are you shocked? Now it's time for the Vikings to go out there and finally take respect. Forget just demanding it. Take respect round yonder. And how do you do that? Ball out. Punch teams in the mouth. Be physical and win. Bottom line, beat the team they don't think you should beat. JJ McCarthy, ball, homie. Ball hard, that shit crazy, dog. No Kanye, though. You hear me, dog? Period. Make them eat their words. Use it as fuel to the fire. All the doubters, the naysayers, the sleepers, wake their ass up, period. And wake them up for real. But guess what, huh? Not only in the regular season, wake them up in the playoffs. Make a playoff run, homie. Start by getting past the first round and go on from there. But the McCarthy hate, I ain't surprised that none of these dudes or gals talking and capping. It's like they want to see the man fail. It's like every time you hear some good news about McCarthy bouncing back, yeah, they talk about him struggling, throwing interceptions, having some bad passes. It's training camp, you goofies. It is training camp. Mistakes happen. I don't care if you Tom Brady. You think Tom Brady didn't throw interceptions? Didn't have bad throws. It's part of getting back in the groove. It's part of the process. Huh? Ain't it though? It's part of getting acclimated to the game again. This dude's literally a rookie physically. And you can talk about he had a whole year off to study, learn the playbook, all that. All right, cool, boom. But as far as playing, being on the field, experience, he's a damn rookie. You hear me? They're acting like he a 5-year vet. But I love it. I'm kind of glad they disrespecting and sleeping. Cowherd loved throwing numbers out, talking about Michigan, how he was a handoff quarterback. Oh, he had good teams around him. He had great weapons. I even heard something where Colin Cowherd and his co-host, some other dude who capping and yapping, comparing him to Brock Purdy. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Talking about he got the right team around him, right weapons. What are teams supposed to do? Isn't that the whole idea? Build a great team around your quarterback? What the hell? Talking about he couldn't make an average team better. So what? You're not supposed to have average players around your quarterback. You're supposed to have superstars and 1As and 1Bs and tight ends who can ball and a great O-line. Isn't that the key? Stupid. Isn't that the obvious key? Stupid. So what we talking about here around yonder? It makes sense, no sense at all. But they would love it if Minnesota had no weapons, not a great coaching staff. They would love it if JJ McCarthy wasn't getting coached by Kevin O'Connell, the QB whisperer. They just want him put in a bad situation. That's what it seemed like to me. I think they fear how great he will be, homie, period. So no, me personally, I don't care about him throwing no bad interceptions, having bad moments and having good moments, right? That's the ebbs and flow of the game, of training camp, boy. What are we talking about here? But I guarantee you, Colin Cowherd will be the first one to hop on JJ McCarthy's nuts. If he go out there and perform well versus the Bears, Colin Cowherd will be one of the first ones, him and whoever else, to jump on JJ McCarthy's nuts. And then if he has a bad stretch, I told you so about McCarthy, right? This is what these dudes do. Heavy, period. Talk about them, doubt them, make up stories for views, clout, etc. Guapino Federale. But the moment we saw it with Sam Darnold, everybody doubted Darnold. Oh, Sam Darnold, the Vikings are dumb for getting Darnold. Why would they do that? He's washed up. He's a bust. Oh, he has some skill, has some attributes, but he's a bust. The Vikings going to suck. How long did we hear that the whole offseason, homie? Then boom, you match Sam Darnold with KOC, a real quarterback, a real quarterback's coach, a man's man, a great leader of men. You can question anything, everything, play calling, whatever, dog. Was he the coach of the year? He ain't coached the full 4 quarters yet. But one thing you can't deny is that man can take an average quarterback and turn him good, a good quarterback and make him great, a great quarterback and turn him legendary. I can say one name and shut all it down. Kirk Cousins. That's it. Kirk Full Cousins. Kirk can't handle the big lights. Cousins, homie, you hear me? Believe that. That's all I got to say right there. And leave it there. Boom. Lay it down. So I don't care who you are. You got Kevin O'Connell with you on your side, homie. You got a shot. And McCarthy ain't no bum. Strong arm, crazy. His arm is really more powerful than I thought it was. Really what he has to work on, what I'm hearing, is technique. Understanding when to drop the ball in there. Take some power off it, right? Get his accuracy down at certain moments, dog. Especially throws across the middle, intermediate passes. But he has all the attributes, homie. Period. Don't pay attention to the noise. Kill that noise. And to McCarthy, go ball, bruh. Heavy. Go make them eat they words, dog. Eat they words. period. And ain't it kind of ironic? I said it in a video last night about Jordan Addison. Go check it out if you ain't checked it out, homie. But I said, don't be shocked. Expect that JJ McCarthy to Jordan Addison will be a major connection this year. Some games even more than McCarthy to Jefferson. I guarantee it. I just got a feeling, homie. I got a feeling. You hear me? And they've been in sync at training camp. Let's not forget that. Yeah, we know Addison Swaggy Addy out for 3 games. You got to adapt, adjust, boom, make it work. No excuses, bruh. Huh? Yes, it sucks. Yes, he's a 1B. Can he affect your offense? Potentially, but not if everybody locked in. Not if KOC has his team prepared. Not if Jalen Naylor is prepared, right? And whoever else must step up, period. So I ain't worried about none of that. Really hearing none of that, dog. You hear me? Only thing that matters is JJ McCarthy zoning in and balling. And if he believes in himself, he's the dude I think he is. Been observing, he gonna be all right. Matter of fact, more than all right, bruh. So let the cowherds keep talking and whoever else is talking. I think that one chick, little sexy shorty, what's her name? Degrassi, whatever her name is, little Italian, redhead chick. What's up, baby? Come get at me, shorty. You hear me? I think she been talking. Everybody gonna talk though, man. Let them talk. Let them yap. It's all cap. Period. That's what it is, dog. Bottom line. Next up, we got Blake Cashman. He says the Vikings are creating a monster in Egan. And once again, I say, I am not shocked. I am not surprised at all. We expected this from the defense. If anything, all the doubts you could have about the team, it really was no doubts of, it really was just when this defense would explode. When it would happen, bruh. We seen Brian Flores been cooking and cooking, getting better. Now he finally has acquired, and he don't even got all the personnel he wants to have in certain positions, I'm sure. But you see him building his roster, building his defense, right? And now it's all coming to fruition. And this is exciting news, man, especially for Vikings fans, homie. But we knew it was coming. Defense going ball. Defense is going ball. Matter of fact, no need to wait. Let's get into this article. Really tired of waiting. Let's get into this article, bro. For real. Let's get it, man. But Blake Cashman, what's up? He sees it coming together. You know? It's like a domino effect. Here we go. We're forming a monster here. Vikings linebacker Blake Cashman excited about new look defense. The Eden Prairie native is coming off a season where he recorded career highs in tackles 112, sacks 4.5, pass deflections 8, and quarterback hits 11. Dude's a baller. We know Blake Cashman is a baller, a leader, etc., man. Period, dog. Egan, Minnesota. For Minnesota Vikings linebacker Blake Cashman, the offseason was pretty tame. The Eden Prairie native stayed around the Twin Cities, caught up with some friends and family, and completed a few house projects. Entering his 7th season in the NFL, the former University of Minnesota standout took it easy in the summer months, knowing what his next project would be. Smart move by the dude, homie. I believe that we're forming a monster here, said Cashman. Speaking about the new look defense, exciting things are going to happen this season. Let's go, baby. There was plenty of excitement in 2024 for Cashman and the defense, which led the league in interceptions 24, tied for 4th most sacks 49, while allowing the 5th fewest points per game, 19.5 in the league. Individually, Cashman had perhaps his best season as a pro, finishing with career high tackles and with career highs in tackles 112, sacks 4.5, pass deflections 8, and quarterback hits 11. Now, with the season under his belt and defensive coordinator Brian Flores' aggressive scheme, Cashman said he's using his knowledge to help some of the new players get up to speed. This is a time where a lot of information schematically is thrown at players, especially those young guys, and it can be overwhelming, said the 29-year-old inside linebacker. To be an older player, a vet that understands it well, sometimes you just need to hear from a different voice. Like I say, just like change of scenery can make the difference in every situation, homie. Period. change of scenery, hearing it from somebody different. You know how it goes down. But it's not just the rookies who are learning Flores' unique style of play. Minnesota added several new players in the offseason, starting in the trenches with Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen. While it's only training camp, Cashman said the impact the two veterans have brought to the defense has been noticeable. Which what we expected, homie. Interior, the trenches, where the games are won, right? Honestly, they've been so disruptive, and it's showing every day, every rep. Let's go, man, said Cashman, causing quarterbacks to get off rhythm because of the pass rush. They're stuffing the run. I'm a big believer in. You win football games in the trenches, and those guys are going to help us make a lot of plays this year. Cashman, like many others on defense, has been making plenty of impactful plays of his own through the first 2 weeks of training camp, including an interception in Wednesday's practice when he jumped a dump-off pass from quarterback JJ McCarthy. Despite the pick, however, Cashman said he's been impressed with what he's seen from the second-year quarterback, calling him a player with scary talent. Let's go, man. Every day he's getting better and better and making major strides, said Cashman. This is what I keep telling you. Don't listen to the media and beat writers. Damn all that. Listen to the 411, the inside scoop, the players, homie. Get it from the horse's mouth, correct? Right? Players like Blake Cashman, who are around JJ McCarthy, seeing him ball, understanding his growth and potential, actually seeing it from the eye test with his own eyes, how McCarthy is developing and how great he can be, huh? Forget all the extra noise, bruh. Because people be capping. How many erroneous articles, negative articles, just to cause confusion have been pushed? Come on, bro. We know what's up. So pay attention to the real. What's real, right? Heavy. That's what you want to see out of a young quarterback. The guy's a winner. He's a leader. And we have all the faith that he's going to help us win a lot of football games this year. While Cashman likely won't see much, if any, time on the field in Saturday's preseason opener against Houston, which he shouldn't. No way, no how, hell no. Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell has said that McCarthy is expected to play. Several other young players will also get some run throughout preseason. And while the stats and scores won't show up in the regular season, Cashman said he's still urging players to treat it like it's the Super Bowl. That's when you know you're becoming great and wanting to be great, huh? Respect Cashman, huh? When you treat a preseason game like it's the Super Bowl, do you hear me? Right? Come on, bro. Respect Cashman, for real. Very few people get that opportunity, he said. So just appreciate that moment, be excited, and play fast out there. Facts. Especially to the dudes who on the brink of being cut, right? Playing for these careers to make the team, to make the roster, practice squad, whatever. Them dudes should be playing at a different level of intensity, bringing a different energy every rep, every snap, correct? That's all I'm saying, bro. So when he says play like it's the Super Bowl, he means that. And that's all facts. Next up, we're going to dive right into it. We know it's a preseason game. We're going to check out the depth chart, who's playing, who's not playing. And we're just going to break it down real quickly and swiftly, homie. Period. Let's get it. JJ McCarthy and 14 other players to watch in Vikings preseason opener. The Vikings kick off their preseason slate on Saturday afternoon against the Texans. Let's get it, man. At long last, football returns to U.S. Bank Stadium this weekend. Not regular season football just yet, but football nonetheless. The Vikings are all set to kick off their 3-game preseason slate against the Texans at 3 p.m. Central Time on Saturday afternoon, NFL Network, Fox 9, etc. If you want a chance to catch JJ McCarthy and some other Minnesota starters, in action before the real thing begins on September 8th, this is almost certainly the only chance to do it. Let's take a look at some players to watch on Saturday, starting with the obvious one, QB JJ McCarthy. And we know it. I ain't even got to read it. Everybody know how he going to look. First game back, preseason or not. Like I said in previous videos, I'm glad he's playing. You can't baby him. You can't sugarcoat it. You got to put him out there. You can't be scared of injuries, etc. Homie, period. But we know that first drive, first couple of drives, however long he plays, all eyes will be on McCarthy, right, dog? All eyes will be on McCarthy for real. That's just what it is. Can he stay healthy? How is he looking? How is the arm? And that's facts, bro. You know, I ain't got to read what they're talking about, bro. Sam Howell back up. The Vikings backup quarterback has had a shaky camp, although he was better in the final tune-up practice on Thursday. Howell could definitely use a strong performance in his Vikings preseason debut to help make the case that he deserved the number 2 role heading into the regular season. And you know Sam Howell, a veteran, used to be a starter, so he's playing for a lot. I'm sure he will make the roster, but will he be a 2? Will he be a 3? It's still a QB battle as far as the number 2 spot, number 3 spot, correct? So we're going to see what Sam Howell is about. Running back Xavier Scott. Scott has been an intriguing player over the course of this camp. The former practice squad pickup has run the ball well and looks natural as a receiver out of the backfield. He could push for Ty Chandler's running back 3 role and roster spot if he continues this momentum. So Ty Chandler could be in trouble, homie. Running back Xavier Scott, a new face to look out for. This is the preseason where names are made, rosters are made. Guys who you may not have thought had a chance, now they got a chance. One big play, one flash play here or there. You can take a spot, boom, quickly and swiftly, homie. But Ty Chandler, he better be prepared. I'm sure we're going to see his name on this list. Let's get it. Period. Wide receiver Ty Felton. Felton, like Howell, is a guy I put in the Fallers section of my recent training camp risers and Fallers article. Damn. Kind of bad news for Felton, homie. The 3rd round pick hasn't been overly impressive in camp, but he should receive plenty of opportunities to change the narrative over the course of the preseason. It'll also be interesting to see if he gets any work as a returner or special teams guy. Now, that's kind of disappointing because Ty Felton, you pick him 3rd round, you would like him to make some noise. But like I say, players develop slowly sometimes, shine later. But Ty Felton, he's fighting for a roster spot at this point, especially with Lucky Jackson emerging, homie. You know, Rondell Moore, you know what I'm saying? Jason Jones, wide receiver. I could put a bunch of wide receivers here. Jones in particular is someone who has stood out at practices since last year when he was an undrafted rookie. He feels like a guy who could shine in the preseason. Tight end Ben Yurcek. Due to Gavin Bartholomew's injury, Yurcek might just be the favorite for the tight end 3 job in Minnesota, though he'll have to hold off recently added veteran Nick Vannett, among others. Yurcek has some real athletic juice that he'll look to show off. Like I say, injuries, the rookie injured, hey, you tough. If you fighting for a spot, you damn near can never be injured, homie. You gotta be available, or that's your spot there. You hear me? That's your spot right there, man. You know, just saying facts what it is. But Ben Yurcek, can he step up? Left guard Donovan Jackson, 1st rounder. Even if he doesn't play a ton, there will be plenty of attention on the Vikings' 1st round pick in his semi-real NFL debut. We haven't said Jackson's name a lot over the course of training camp, which is a good thing for an offensive lineman. He'll look to keep it that way on Sunday. Donovan Jackson performing well, a rookie, starter. If he does get some tick, cool. I hope he dominates. It's what it is. Center Michael Jurgens, a 7th round pick last year. Jurgens is the Vikings backup center behind Ryan Kelly. With Kelly banged up, Jurgens might play a good amount on Saturday. Will he hold up in pass protection? Defensive lineman Levi Drake Rodriguez. Shout out Rodriguez. You love his energy. You love his motor. The question is, can he do more, homie? Period. The Vikings' other 2024 7th rounder is LDR, who has been a wrecking ball at times in camp. I'm excited to see him unleashed against other offensive linemen in a live setting. The same goes for Jalen Redmond and rookie Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, who will be putting on a Vikings uniform for the first time. All those guys got a ball. Outside linebacker Tyler Batty, one of the Vikings' more intriguing undrafted rookies. Batty is a 26-year-old out of BYU who brings size, strength, and relentless motor to the table. He set off a bit of skirmish this past weekend when he leveled Aaron Jones in the backfield, an actual game that's allowed. Let's go, Batty. Physical motor, we love it. Linebacker Kobe King, one of the Vikings' few draft picks this year. King is intriguing as an old school linebacker who loves to play downhill against the run. You might just see him light up a running back or two. Kobe King fighting for a spot is what it is. Jay Ward, now in his third season, has had a strong training camp. He seems to be really comfortable in Flores's defense, and the playmaking ability is there. He might be one of the top candidates to snag an interception at some point in the preseason. He got one last year. Ward, a veteran 3 years in, he should be pretty comfortable, like they said, with this system, homie, by now. And really, he's fighting for a spot. Let's see what he does. Cornerback Dwight McLaughlin. Now, we've been hearing a lot of good things. The guy had 3 picks in training camp so far. Been solid, making a name for himself, right? Let's go. Do the Vikings have something in McLaughlin? The second-year undrafted free agent had a stretch in camp where he picked off a pass 3 days in a row. Last preseason, he caught a pick and ran it back for 91 yards. He's got ball skills, but can he consistently be sticky in coverage? A lot of questions, man. Cornerback Zamaya Vaughn. There are a bunch of interesting undrafted rookies to watch this month, and Vaughn is near the top of the list. He's a lanky corner who seems to always be around the ball. These games will be an important part of his push for a roster spot. Kind of surprised to see punter Ryan Wright on here, but it is what it is. Kicker Will Reichert will be worth watching due to his slightly shaky camp. Damn, Reichert having a shaky camp? All right, bet. Didn't know that. Come on, Reichert, get right, dog. You know, what a thrill coming, what a thrill coming. What's up, homie? But his job still seems very safe. Wright actually has competition in the form of Australian rookie Oscar Chapman. Yes, I'm telling you to keep an eye on the punters on Saturday. Wow. So we know Ryan Wright got a big leg. Seen it for the past 2 years, but hey, it's always competition, man. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. Homie, you hear me? And that's it for the article, dog. And that's what it is, bro. So some stories, fire them comments up. Feedback is much appreciated. Like I said, check me out tomorrow after the live for the preseason game, man. And it's on. The time is now, bro. The season right around the corner. Matter of fact, it's here. Let's get it. Big SKOL here. SKOL VIKES, win, lose, or draw. And we run the North. Believe that. Yeah.